Hello students, welcome back to your physics class. This is your physics teacher. Hope you all are good. Yesterday you have learnt about the phenomena which is called as refraction of light and some terms related to it. Now today we are going to study about the laws of refraction. As in reflection there are two laws, first law of reflection and second law of reflection. In the same way there are two laws for refraction. The first law will be the same as that in reflection. The difference will be only we will write refracted ray instead of the reflected ray. So what is the first law? It states that the incident ray, the refracted ray, the normal to the refracting surface and the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. Any of them will not lie in the different plane, all will lie in the same plane. Second law of refraction states that the ratio of the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction for any two media is the plural of mediums, for any two media is always a constant quantity. Basically the second law makes a relation between the two interacting media. How it makes a relation between the two interacting media? Because whenever a ray of light falls on the interface which is separating the two medias, then it gets refracted and it makes two angles, the angle of incidence which is made by the normal with the incident ray and the angle of refraction made by the normal with the refracted ray. So it correlates these two angles in the way that sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction is equal to constant, or it is a constant quantity. So you need to know about this sine. What is sine? Sine is actually a trigonometric ratio or the trigonometric function used in the trigonometry. There are other trigonometric functions or the other trigonometric ratios also, like cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, cosecant. These all are the trigonometric functions. So what are these? Let me explain this. Consider a right angle triangle in which this angle is of 90 degree. This side of the triangle is known as base, this is perpendicular and this is hypotenuse. And if we consider this angle as theta, we can also consider it as alpha, beta, gamma. So and then the sine of this angle theta will be equal to perpendicular over hypotenuse. Then if we write the cos of this, then it will be equal to base over hypotenuse, and the tangent of this triangle will be equal to perpendicular over base, the tangent of this angle. So these all are the trigonometric functions that you will learn in the next class. And how to calculate this: if perpendicular, base and hypotenuse are given, then you can calculate the sine, cosine, tangent of this angle theta. In the similar way there are three more functions also. So this is just a trigonometric function. Now this law is also known as Snell's law. This law is commonly known as Snell's law because it is named after the physicist Willebrord Snellius, who stated this law. Now next we are going to study about the refractive index. What is refractive index? Refractive index is just the ratio of the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction. This law that we have stated earlier, that is just equal to the refractive index. So how we can define it? That when a ray of light suffers refraction at the boundary separating two media, the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is constant, and it is called the refractive index, for which it is the refractive index for the second medium with respect to the first medium. What is the meaning of this? For example, if there are two mediums, this is the first medium, that is air, and this is the second medium, that can be glass or water. Okay, then we will define refractive index, or we will state refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium, and it is represented by the symbol mu, which is read as mu, mu. So what a refractive index tells? What is the meaning of this refractive index? Refractive index basically measures the change in the speed of light when it travels from one medium to the another medium. It basically measures the change in the speed of light whenever a ray of light travels from one medium to the another medium. Or we can say that refractive index tells about the optical density of the medium. Optical density of one medium with respect to other medium. Why with respect to the one medium or the other medium? Why it is taken as with respect to the other mediums? That means, what is the meaning of this with respect to term in this refractive index? Because the refractive index is a relative quantity. That means it is measured with respect to the other medium. Or we can say that refractive index of one medium is measured with respect to the refractive index of the other medium. Because as we know, one medium can be denser or rarer than the other mediums. Like here there is water. Water is denser than air, but it is rarer than seawater. So it cannot be stated that water is a denser medium or simply water is a rarer medium. But we will say that water is optically denser than air, but it is optically denser than seawater. It means we are comparing the optical density of water with respect to air and seawater. So it means the refractive index cannot be stated isolated, but it has to be measured with respect to the other medium. So refractive index of a medium has to be defined, or it has to be stated with respect to the other medium. So refractive index is just a number, and it is a unitless quantity. How it is a unitless quantity? Because the angles, there will be two angles and the units of angle that will be cancelled out, so it will be a unitless quantity. And usually refractive index of second medium with respect to the first medium is denoted by the symbol 1 mu 2. And if we want to write down the refractive index of first medium with respect to the first medium, then it will be written like this. This is the symbol for the refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, and this is the symbol for the refractive index of second medium. 2 should be written on the top, 2 mu 1. So this is the symbol. Now refractive index can be described, or it can be stated in the other way, like as I have told you that it basically measures the change in the speed of light. So refractive index of a medium can also be represented as the ratio of speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in medium. Why the speed of light in vacuum is taken? Because in vacuum there is nothing, there is a free space, so the ideal one is taken as vacuum. So with respect to vacuum, the speed of other mediums are calculated, and in this way we can define the refractive index. So refractive index of speed of light in vacuum is equal to the speed of light. Refractive index will be equal to the speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in medium. And medium can be either air, glass, water, or any other medium. Now medium we all know through which light travels, or which allows the ray of light to pass through it, that is known as optical medium. And we will say that a medium with high refractive index is known as optically denser medium, but a medium which is having the low refractive index is known as optically rarer medium. Which mediums are optically denser and which mediums are optical rare? Glass, water, oil, these are termed as optically denser mediums. But air, vacuum, all these are termed as optically rarer medium because they have less optical density, so we can term them as optically rarer medium. Now when a ray of light travels a denser medium, it slows down, and a medium with high refractive index slows down the ray of light more, and hence there is a more deviation in the path of light. As we know, whenever ray of light travels from air to glass, then what happens? The ray of light will not travel like this, but it will bend towards the normal. So why it happens? Because the speed of light gets reduces, and to accommodate that reduce in the speed of light, the path of the ray gets deviated. So in this way the refraction occurs. Now here are the refractive index of some of the material, like this is the refractive index or index of refraction for vacuum, this is for air, this is for water. As you can see, the refractive index increases from vacuum to glass. So glass here is the optically denser medium with respect to all of these. Now there is info hub that the speed of light is maximum in vacuum, that we all know, that is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. And next is that light is a kind of energy that can move in waves, and it is made up of a flow of small particles of energy called photons. Means the light is a kind of energy, and that type of energy is carried by the photons. Photons are the small packets of energy, because energy is being kept or being transferred in the form of small packets, so these are known as photons. Now next, there are some numericals based on this refractive index. First is that refractive index of glass is 1.5. Calculate the speed of light in glass. Refractive index of glass, that means mu is given 1.5, and what is given, another thing that is given, which is speed of light in vacuum, that is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. This we know that speed of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second, and we have to calculate the speed of light in glass. As we know, the refractive index is equal to speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in glass. Refractive index is equal to speed of light in vacuum to medium, and medium here is glass. So we know these two things, speed of light in vacuum and refractive index, and we have to find out the speed of light in glass. So speed of light of glass speed of light in glass will be equal to speed of light in vacuum to the refractive index. What is speed of light in vacuum? It is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second, and it over 1.5. So the speed of light in glass will be equal to 2 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. Next is a ray of light enters another medium such that its speed increases from 2.25 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second to 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. एक रे ऑफ लाइट है जो कि अनदर मीडियम से आ रही है, और उसकी जो स्पीड है वो इंक्रीज हो रही है 2.25 इंटू 10 raised to power 8 मीटर पर सेकंड से 3 इंटू 10 raised to power 8 मीटर पर सेकंड पर. Calculate the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2. We have to calculate the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2, and we have to identify both the medium. Now we will write the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2, that can be written as 2 mu 1. So it is equal to speed of light in medium 2 divided by speed of light in medium 1. What is the speed of light in medium 2? That is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second, because it gets increased from this value 2.25 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. And after calculation we will get the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2, that is equal to 1.33. It means medium 1, from where the light rays incident, is water, and the medium 2 is air, because in water the speed of light is 2.25 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second, and medium 2, in which the speed of light gets increased, that is for air. So these are the two medias. Next are the special characteristics of refraction of light. Special characteristics, or the different cases when ray of light travels from one medium to another. That means from rarer to denser medium, or from denser to rarer medium. So first is, when a ray of light enters an optically denser medium, it is deviated towards the normal. In such a case, the angle of refraction is less than the angle of incidence. Yes, a ray of light is traveling in the rarer medium, and then it enters an optically denser medium. So when it travels an optically denser medium, then the ray of light will bend towards the normal. And here you can see the angle of incidence is I, and this is the angle of refraction, and you can see that the angle of incidence is greater than the angle of refraction. This is the first case. Second case is that when a ray of light travels from the denser medium to rarer medium. Now the ray of light is coming in the denser medium and then enters to the rarer medium. Then what happens when we draw a normal? The path of light should be like this, but it will bend away from the normal, and we can see that the angle of refraction is greater than the angle of incidence. This is the second case. And the third case is that when a ray of light incident along the normal will pass straight through the second medium without any deviation, because a ray of light is striking normally along the normal, perpendicularly along the normal, and there will be no refraction. So that's why angle of incidence will be the same as that of angle of refraction, and that will be 0 because it is lying on the normal. So these are the three cases for the refraction of light. Now next there is quick check. The media through which light travels partially are called translucent media. Ray of light travels along a curved or straight path. It is straight path. The refraction of light takes place because of the changes in speed of the light in different media. A ray of light refracted into another medium through the boundary is known as refracted ray. The perpendicular drawn at the point of incidence on the boundary is called normal. Snell's law is named after the physicist Willebrord Snellius. A medium which allows the ray of light to pass through it is called transparent medium. When a ray of light enters an optically denser medium, it is deviated towards the normal. So I hope you will understand these topics. Thank you.